Thank you, everyone, for being at today's work session. We have featured today the Affordable Housing Summit recap and the Affordable Housing Improvement Plan update. Before we begin, I just want to acknowledge the team from not only Housing and Neighborhoods, but Planning and others who all collaborated, worked very hard together to do this summit. It was amazing. The information was great, and the collaboration was incredible, and that is the key to success. So I am going to ask Emma Sutton if she will come up and kick this off. And thank you to the council members who could be there. I think you probably learned a lot and got a lot out of it. So thank you for the great work.
Thank you. Good morning. Emma Sutton, Housing and Neighborhoods Department. Happy to be here to give you all a recap of the summit and to talk a little bit about the Affordable Housing Plan and Unsheltered Pilot and Strategy. On August 17th, the City of Raleigh hosted an Affordable Housing Summit that was jointly planned by Housing and Neighborhoods, Planning and Development, and Communications. The summit had about 210 attendees, with 60 people on average attending online, who gathered to learn more about how affordable housing is created in our community, explore innovative ideas for ways to expand affordability in Raleigh, and provide public input to guide the city's efforts, including the next comprehensive land use plan. The summit was one of the community conversations that will inform the development of the comprehensive plan. The full event was available to watch remotely via live stream and on the city's YouTube page for those who were unable to attend in person. The keynote was presented by Greg Colburn, housing researcher and author of Homelessness is a Housing Problem. Colburn illustrated the link between regional housing market conditions and rates of homelessness and presented compelling evidence that the underlying drivers of homelessness in a community are related to the undersupply of housing, high rents, and low vacancy rates. Next, Pat Young and I presented Affordable Housing 101 and the state of housing in Raleigh. The session laid the groundwork for a common understanding of the affordable housing and housing affordability in the city, presented data on the state of housing affordability and homelessness, affordable housing. And after lunch, Mark Shelburne of Novogradic and Company presented Affordable Housing 201, which delved deeper into the mechanics of affordable rental development with a focus on the nation's largest producer of affordable rental housing, the low-income housing tax credit, as well as emerging models for building affordable units in high-cost urban markets. Then we moved on to Innovations Corner, where several guest speakers joined a panel to explore creative approaches to ending homelessness and creating affordable housing in peer communities. Nate Fields, who is the Director of Homeless Services and Strategies out of the Mayor's Office in the City of New Orleans, shared his community's ambitious and effective strategy for reducing unsheltered homelessness by providing housing to people living outside. Sherry Bouchy, Director of Housing for the Center for Public Enterprise, presented an innovative financing model to develop mixed income housing. In the final session of the day, which was Innovation Applied, the Raleigh Housing Authority and city staff discussed applications of the models and strategies discussed throughout the day that are possible and in some cases underway here in Raleigh. Okay, and we're gonna just watch a short recap video.
We're at the Raleigh Convention Center and we're hosting our first Affordable Housing Summit.
With this summit, we have given the opportunity to get good people together, figure out what do we do, and take advantage of the knowledge of other cities to be able to platform Raleigh the way we need to.
Well, I think it calls attention to a really important issue, which is a lack of housing and a lack of affordable housing in the community. And so I think having an event that brings leaders together and concerned citizens around the topic is really important and valuable. And I'm thrilled that Raleigh has taken the steps to do so.
Affordable housing and housing affordability is one of our key policy priorities here in the city of Raleigh. We want everyone that has the opportunity to be in this community to be able to live in this community. So it is important for us to get creative and innovative to ensure that we have housing stock, that everybody along the housing continuum has an opportunity to live here.
Looking to the future, I know we have a lot of work to do. There are a lot of exciting programs on the horizon and underway now. The city offers home buyer assistance. We're kicking off a new unsheltered homelessness response pilot and many more things. So we look forward to the community being a part of this process. As always, please visit raleighnc.gov/housing to learn about everything that's going on, find out what programs are available, and stay tuned for what's to come.
Okay, so I'd like to also join the mayor in taking this time to thank all of those who helped plan the summit over the last several months, in particular Holly Sharp with communications, Pat Young and Ken Bowers in planning and their amazing staff, as well as housing and neighborhood staff, in particular Erica Brandt and Chloe McNeil, and everyone who showed up to staff tables and to support the summit. It was a true collaborative effort that I'm grateful to have been a part of. So now I'm going to go into a short update on the unsheltered homelessness response pilot program. The Unsheltered Homelessness Response Pilot Program will combine direct housing assistance, as you all know, outreach support, voluntary case management, and peer support, and connections to follow along services and community-wide collaboration. The goals of the pilot are to end homelessness for approximately 45 households living unsheltered and to show proof of concept for direct housing assistance model and ending homelessness and successfully closing camps within the city of Raleigh. Excuse me. So the direct housing assistance component will include approximately $2 million for direct housing costs over a 2-year period. Approximately $1.1 million are available to cover staffing and other program-related implementation costs to include startup, and including financial administration as well as research and evaluation. The program will also include housing unit repairs. Just over $1.5 million will go towards needed repairs of the studios at Brentwood property acquired by the city a couple of years ago, and $400,000 will go towards repairing and rehabbing existing affordable housing within the city. So here's an update. So in late June, requests for proposals were issued to identify suitable partners for 3 critical roles in the implementation of the program. And these roles include a project manager for support team to oversee and execute the pilot, a financial partner to manage the direct rental assistance to tenants, an evaluation partner to assess the program's effectiveness. The submitted proposals are currently under review with decisions anticipated actually this week. Contracts are expected to be finalized by September, October, with program implementation commencing immediately thereafter. Proposals are under review, as I mentioned, decisions to be made very shortly. It typically takes about 4 to 8 weeks to house folks. The housing placement components include identifying housing options, providing benefits counseling to participants, the application process for housing, also owner negotiations, and providing move-in assistance. Now we're going to move into an update on the unsheltered homelessness response strategy. So this work includes developing and executing a comprehensive strategy to address unsheltered homelessness. The work will include a community-wide planning process that will center and involve voices of people with lived expertise. The goal of the strategy work is to galvanize the community's commitment to ending unsheltered homelessness, identify resources and resource gaps needed to address it, and define collective action to connect individuals experiencing homelessness with permanent housing and necessary services. Addressing the challenge effectively demands a multifaceted approach. It begins with harnessing data to drive collective action where both public and private sectors align their efforts. This alignment ensures a coordinated and disciplined strategy. And the focus, as we've discussed, will be moving beyond temporary solutions, working towards closing camps and offering long-term solutions and permanent housing exits. And alongside this, creating access to essential services is crucial, ensuring that those in need receive comprehensive support. And finally, the goal is to establish clear pathways to permanent housing, providing not just a place to live, but a stable, enduring home. This approach weaves together data, collaboration, and strategic planning to create that lasting impact. Engagement of all partners and stakeholders is critical. This includes consultation, needs assessment, gaps analysis, site assessment and prioritization, camp decommissioning, and a housing surge toolkit, and the final report implementation guide. Ending homelessness is a challenge that we all know cannot be tackled by any single organization or entity on its own. It requires concerted effort and deep collaboration across our entire continuum of care. By working together, pooling resources, and sharing expertise, we can create a more effective and comprehensive approach to addressing homelessness in our community. The county is a leader in this space, and the city is just a part of the solution. We've already had Success Housing folks in partnership with the county just in this last couple of weeks, and it shows how our partnership can leverage resources to end homelessness for our Raleigh neighbors. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the Affordable Housing Plan and provide an update. An update to the city's Affordable Housing Plan is currently underway and expected to be published later this fall. Amid a national housing affordability crisis, Raleigh is taking decisive steps to address the rising costs of housing driven by rapid population growth and job expansion in the region, which have exacerbated the issue of homelessness. The city has made housing affordability a top priority in response to these pressures, and the Affordable Housing Plan has been established to guide Raleigh's investment in creating affordable housing and serving its residents. The Affordable Housing Plan addresses Raleigh's major affordability challenges like the shortage of affordable rentals as well as home ownership options. Rising rents and a lack of new housing has reduced affordable units, hitting low-income households and households of color the hardest, leading to housing insecurity and displacement. Raleigh's strategy to address the affordability crisis includes preventing and ending homelessness and continuing to build more affordable housing. The city has increased funding for key programs and have made land use changes to boost housing supply. The Affordable Housing Plan suggests focusing on permanent housing solutions and support services for those facing housing insecurity.
Emma, could you speak into the mic?
I'm sorry. I apologize. Yes. Okay, that is the end of my presentation.
Councilmember Harrison.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much, Emma, to your team, to everyone with planning who made the Affordable Housing Summit happen. Great information, great public participation, and for anyone who hasn't got a chance to see it, please check out our YouTube channel. You can watch the whole thing again or visit parts of it to get a refresher. I think it was incredibly valuable information, and I thank you for your leadership and really showing that Raleigh can lead the way in the country on this. Thank you.
Councilmember Fort.
Yeah, I want to congratulate you and the team on a job well done. I popped in on the end, but actually got a lot of feedback from community members who actually attended. So I got text messages and other information from folks who said they attended and they thought the information was very, very valuable and very timely. So great job of you and your staff pulling this together. But wanted you to know that the public and the folks who attended thought it was an excellent event and they got a lot of great information from it.
That's great.
Yeah, I'll just add to that. Tons of positive feedback. So it was really good. Now what we have to do is figure out how we get the word out about it in a very proactive way, because one of the comments I heard over and over again is, I had no idea the city was doing all this. So our storytelling is critical in getting the word out. And we've talked about that, Emma. So yeah.
Agreed.
I'm looking forward to the people's response when they see all that we are doing.
Agreed. Thank you.
Okay, Councilmember Patton.
Yeah, I'll just tag on to the Love Fest. I thought it was a really great event. I thought it was a really nice matchup of bringing people from outside of our community to share what they've seen working across the country, and also it was like a nice little shot in the arm when you're like, oh, we're doing that one, and we're doing that one, and we're doing that one. But then also like showcasing that experts and wonderful public servants we have on our own staff. So I thought you like married the two very well. I thought the QR code was a really nice way to manage the questions and very seamless, just from a logistics standpoint. I hope we can see this annually. And one thing I'd love in some future iteration is like breakout sessions and more opportunities to get attendees talking with one another. So I think that is, aspirational for the future. Moving on to the affordable housing plan update. Sometimes I think we maybe make a lot of plans, and sometimes our communities get a little bit lost in the sauce of all the plans and what they're for. I was thinking, we have the comprehensive plan update coming, the strategic plan update coming, and now the affordable housing plan. So I would just, I'm sure you are already thinking this way, but to align those together so an individual citizen doesn't have to know which plan do I want to provide feedback on. Like, they just get to have thoughts and come and convey them, and then we slot their feedback into the appropriate plan. So
That's really helpful feedback. And I'll just add the consolidated plan to that. So yes, a lot of plans.
lots of plans.
Any other questions? Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. I will adjourn this, and we will be coming back for our 1 o'clock meeting. Thank you.